everybody. This is Bob Iacchino for your AM Path Chat covering Forex. Mike Arnold is here as always. We are the founders of Path Trading Partners. And just quickly, we want to do an FX update for you guys, an FX Path Chat this morning, Friday, February 17th. We have an ongoing Euro G20 foreign ministers meeting. That is ongoing. You're going to see comments from there. The dollar could potentially bounce if we get no major incidents out of the G20, but I think probably one of the subjects that's being talked about quite a bit is the French elections and how France and Italy are starting to sort of quietly rebel against the euro in the same way that Great Britain did. So that's been in the news quite a bit, and it's been in sort of the underlying trader rumors in some of the banks that we talked to. We had the United Kingdom's retail sales year over year, and then they also have a retail sales including auto fuel. We have X autos in the US, which separates the purchases of normal goods from automobiles, and they have an including auto fuels number. That's just the way that they track it. So their year over year retail sales came out at 2.6% higher. It was forecast 3.9%. The previous was 4.7%. And then their retail sales, including auto fuel, this is also a year-over-year number, came out at 1.5%. It was expected at 3.4%. The previous was 4.1%. So those were pretty big misses. We have leading indicators coming out in the U.S. at 10 o'clock Eastern time. That's a January number. We're almost to March, so it's a pretty late economic release, something that essentially is from 2 months ago. And then we've got the Baker Hughes rig counts that come out at noon. 10 of 12 weeks higher on the rig counts now, looking for an 11th week up. Let me turn it over to Mike to show you what he's seeing on the charts for the FX markets.
Okay, thank you very much, Bob. Happy Friday to everybody. So our levels, Euro, US dollar, I've updated already all the trend lines that became accurate from what I drew yesterday. We keep calling out these levels. You can see how reactive it is to that. Yesterday we talked about the 106.75 level. We got a reaction yesterday off of it. Now we've moved down, retested. Both are 106.42 level and 106.36 levels. Right in here, we've bounced off of those today. We're going to keep getting probably some more and more volatility throughout the day. If we do head lower below the 106.36, 37 level, next one down 106.20 we'll be watching. If we turn around and go higher, watch for retest of 106.75 to 80 levels. And then if we go above that 106.90, which is a target level. So that's all I have in the euro. The pound, this 124.18 level, major significance. Whenever we get below it, we try to pop back up. Remember, we're watching the double for a possible close below 124.12. Close below this point right here would trigger it. However, we would not get in it until Sunday night. If it triggers today, we will watch the open on Sunday and use that to enter the trade if it does trigger. Other key things, we already reached down to this key defining point, which was 123.83. We reached down to that today, which was another key level. So that's your level to watch for a retest. If we do break down lower than that, your next level down is 123.47. If for some reason this does turn higher, we have the resistance from this trend line I've redrawn, which you can see how it reacted to yesterday. And then 125.22 is the higher level. Yen, we moved back down. I highlighted yesterday with some of the levels that I work on with Bob, 113.24 and 113.36. You can see how we stopped really right on it yesterday. Now we've proceeded down lower to the next levels. We've talked about 112.85 with the significant level also right around 112.84.7, and this rising trend line that's a fair amount of support right in there. If we do break lower than that, next level down is 112.47. So those are your key levels there. Not much else to do. Swissy, you can see the power of some of our significant levels, which have been on these charts for a while. This blue line, 99.70, stopped dead on yesterday. Now we've turned back up off of it, gone through our 99.90 level. If it continues higher, we have our moving averages in this trend line right around 10005 and then 10010 higher than that. Those are the levels you'll be watching for in the Swissy. If you do continue lower, 99.57 and then 99.42 are the lower levels. Finally, Aussie. This one's critical. Let me switch. This is the weekly. We're still watching for a close above the significant level of 76.79 on a weekly basis. Really, I want a close of above 76.80 on the weekly. Let's just look at the daily. We reached up, didn't get to the next target higher on the daily, pulled back. We have the rising rotation zone. We're sitting at this critical level right now. You can see how many times it's reacted to this level. So watch for that. If we do get the close, again, watch for it on Sunday to trigger. If you go lower today, key support coming in right around the 76.26 to 76.30 level. Right now we're reacting at the 76.76 level, turning higher. Watch for the highs set earlier this week around the 77.20 level and then the 77.45 level. And nothing going on with the Canadian dollar. Don't expect much to happen to this until we get some movement in oil. It's making a nice inside week. Once we start seeing something in the Canadian dollar, we will start calling it out. Until then, we're just sitting on our hands with that one. I'm turning it back to you, Bob.
Thank you, Michael. Just a real quick teaching moment. You notice on the Aussie dollar, Mike gave you a potential upside trade that he's not in yet, that he's looking for a potential to enter. Fundamentally, the Aussie dollar, there's a strong case for it to go lower against the US dollar. And I wrote a piece about that that'll be up on our website later today. You can read it, pathtradingpartners.com. But yet, I always want to point out that even though fundamentally I think the Aussie dollar should fall, if Mike's charts show a long trigger, I will go long the Aussie dollar. You have to rely on price action because the timing of fundamental ideas is what's at risk when you try and place a trade just on a thought. Money Path Podcast, we're going to be recording it in a little bit and it'll be posted tomorrow, a new one for this week. That will be posted on our website, as I mentioned earlier, pathtradingpartners.com. Please subscribe to that. Also, hit the like and subscribe button on these videos. That'll help us grow this thing and help us keep doing these. And spread them around to your friends if you have time. Email us at support@pathtradingpartners.com. Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook. And we will see you guys in the next video. Thanks, everybody.